Hey, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we are going to be talking about Tyler Perry's Sistas. This was the season premiere. They didn't take off for too long. Oh, look at this. Got my little blue on, got my green screen acting crazy. But they didn't take off for too long. We are starting the season off exactly where we left it. You know, when they have their mid-season finales, they always leave us with a few cliffhangers. So the main cliffhanger that we got was Maurice being held up by the Gigolo Q. That's what I'm gonna call him, the Gigolo Q. Okay, if y'all will remember last season, the episode ended off with them laying up in the bed, and Maurice is over here dreaming of the world and dreaming of them being together. Meanwhile, Q was like, get up out of here. We finna go rob this bank. Okay. Uh Poor little Maurice. I just wanted Maurice to find some love. I just wanted Maurice to be successful in the love department. But apparently Tyler Perry just will not let that be. All right, so the episode starts off with like I said, where we ended with Maurice and Q was pointing the gat straight to Maurice and is like, we're finna go to the bank and you are about to give me all the money out the bank. Maurice is like, I can't do that because I'm not a manager. I don't even have the key. I have the key to get in the bank, but the money's in the vault. The only person that'll be able to get it would be a manager. So Q says, well, we're finna go get Sabrina, and me and my boys, we're gonna go get Sabrina, the girl you was talking to, and you gonna give us this money. Now I'm just thinking to myself, this is just me thinking to myself, Q, how far do you expect this heist to go? Do you really think this is gonna be successful unless you plan on taking Maurice and Sabrina out? I mean, they know who you are. Like, you're not going to get away with this. But okay, I guess when you are homeless and out here trying to be gay for pay, you'll do whatever you can to get a little bit of money on your side. So Maurice is like, well, okay, let me get dressed. So he rolls over and he goes into his side table. He's trying to get his piece, but apparently Q was already found it. Like, dang, Maurice, what you gonna do, man? Q throws him some clothes, a little tacky outfit, honey, and the doll does not walk out in tacky outfits. The doll says, am I supposed to be on the news tonight wearing this? You're gonna have to learn how to dress me. Maurice always has something funny or witty, I guess, to say, but I don't think this is the time or the place when you're dealing with clearly a nut, and not just any nut. He's a nut that be on drugs too, you know what I'm saying? So like, Maurice, I wouldn't play these games. Um, Meanwhile, across town, we see Karen over there with Aaron, Aaron, the preacher man. And they had just got done watching a video. I'm confused. Side note, I'm confused about the day or night situation. I don't know if we're in the daytime, if we're in the nighttime. I guess we just gonna have to keep rolling like it's consistent. I don't know. Y'all tell me in the chat, but I was confusion. Anyway, so we get over to Karen's house, and at the end of last episode, Aaron had proposed to Karen. Well, Karen is going to continue to act like that never happened because she feels like it's moving a little bit too fast. She's unsure if she can trust him. She still loves Zach. And Aaron says to her, it's my soul's mission to make you love me. I said, well, that's a word there, ain't it? How you turn somebody down? It's my soul's mission to make you love me. I say, okay then, Aaron. I don't even necessarily see it for Aaron like that, but that little line there had did something to me. Apparently it had did something to Karen too, because she was left speechless. I do not see Karen and Aaron actually making it down the aisle. However, I might not distrust him as much as I did last season. If you watch my reviews from last season, something about Aaron still just don't sit all the way right with me. I feel like he's moving extremely fast, especially proposing to Karen. That's moving extremely fast. And part of it is, I think he just wants to get up in between, but that's not a good enough reason to turn around and get married. And I think Karen realizes that. And like I said, on top of that, she's still in love with Zach, and for some reason, Aaron thinks that he's going to be able to love her into forgetting Zach, and that's just not how any of this works. If I were Aaron, I would be afraid of being a rebound, because everything just happened too fast for you to think that, a marriage would be successful, in my opinion. Then we jump on over to Andi, and we see Andi and the sexy lawyer, aka Robin, are getting hot and heavy on the office couch, honey. I'm talking about kissing and butt grabbing. I say, okay, now, okay, Andi, you just broke up with Gary all of 2 hours ago, but now you all up and through and on top of Robin. She pulls herself off. She says, no, we can't do this. We need to remain professional. We need to try to, I'm engaged. It was just a little fight. I am still engaged, honey. Well, if you still engaged, you finna set the nut off in Gary. I can tell you that right now, because Gary ain't gonna be able to handle you kissing up all up on Robin. Robin is sitting up there trying to coerce his way into staying with Miss Andi through the night, saying that, well, they haven't done anything yet, and how is she gonna send him all the way back to London without her? He wants the memories of them together. No one will know. I'm talking about laying it on thick, baby. He was laying it on thick, but Andi said no, I'm not gonna do it. We have to remain professional. But she does ask him, well, Robin, I mean, you are an attractive man, you're successful, why are you single? That's a good question. That's something we got to ask more of. I was just ready for him to say that he had a wife or something, because for some reason I feel like Andi just seems to attract that type of foolishness. But he says that he has been out there dating. He just hadn't found anything worth keeping on to. What y'all think? Do y'all think they're going to end up together? That's going to be our next poll question. Give me 1 second. As far as the first poll question, will Q get away with robbing the bank? Everybody's saying no. Of course not, because that's the dumbest doggone plan. I don't know what his plan was. I don't know where he thought was going to happen, but okay. Clearly that was just dumb. The next poll question, y'all make sure y'all are in the chat. Will Andi and Robin get together? Okay. Y'all tell me what you think. I think in the end they will get together. And as far as I'm concerned, leave Gary's old trifling butt alone and get you with this little lawyer man. Although we're going to find out later that it might get a little bit messy. We'll talk about that in a minute. While I give y'all a second to respond to that poll question, I am going to give a shout out to our sponsors. Remember, shout out to my Patreon. Y'all are the real MVPs. I'm going to be trying to do some special things for y'all in this new year, because y'all have definitely been riding with me. If you would like to join my Patreon, it's very simple. All you have to do is go to www.patreon.com/bstokestyling and make your pledge. $5, $10, or $25. Currently, I'm trying to get to 20 Patreons, you guys. So make sure you help me reach my goal by clicking the link down in my description box and joining my Patreon. You do not want to miss out on the early access to my videos. Hey, Tasha, thank you for joining the live today. And anyone else who's viewing, thank y'all for joining. Please do not forget to like the video as you enter. And remember, sharing is caring. So if you are enjoying this content, please share this content out via your Instagram, your Facebook, your Twitter, your Snapchat, your TikTok, your community tab, whatever you use, okay? So let's keep going. What else happened in the episode, y'all? Honestly, if I'm going to be honest with you, this was a lackluster season premiere, if you ask me. But we going to talk about it. Next, we get Sabrina waking up. Man's name, I forgot. I legit forget what his name is. So anyway, Sabrina wakes up from Panty Man. Last season, we saw them back talking. I don't know how they ended up talking, but they're laying in the bed. It's the next morning. It's morning, and we slept the night away. All right. They all basking in the love making. The room is a mess. Look like a tornado done been through it. Okay. They done been through it. Okay. Honey. They talk about how much they miss each other and how they happy that they together, but they do decide that they're not gonna be exclusive because Sabrina just is not ready for that. Sabrina is actually using her words like a big girl. It only took you 3 seasons to do it, but thank you, Sabrina, for finally using your big girl voice. Um, they do agree that if they decide to see anyone else, that they will discuss it with each other so that everything is nice and transparent. Okay, sure. He ends up Panty Man. What is Panty Man's name, y'all? For real, I cannot remember. Even Danni referred to him as Panty Man. I cannot remember his name to save my life right now. But anyway, he ends up telling Sabrina that he loves her. Sabrina does not say it back. She says she feels guilty that she can't say it back. And he says he would rather that she say it when she means it than just to say it now. So she doesn't say it back. They just agree that they in this little situationship and they are happy with each other. So I guess good for Sabrina. Do I see it for them as a couple? No. I'm actually really mad that they've gotten back together, to be honest with you. This has just been a waste of time and energy as far as I'm concerned on Sabrina's end. But okay, if you like it, Sabrina, I love it. Go off, sis. Go out. He must be doing something that you really like. What else happens, y'all? While let's talk about let's go ahead and finish Sabrina on out. So after Panty Man leaves, Danni comes over. Danni notices that the house is a mess, and she says, "Now I told you to talk to Panty Man, not sleep with Panty Man." But Danni and Sabrina apparently have switched roles. You know how last season or the seasons prior, Sabrina has not been able to express herself to her man and just let things be what they are. Well, now all of a sudden, Danni has become that. I don't like this. I don't like how they're switching Danni's character up. She kind of seems kind of slick and secure all of a sudden now. I don't know what's going on with Danni's character, but last season, at the end of last season, she kicked Preston out. She said she wanted to have her space, and she felt like he was kind of crowding it. Well, now this season, she is concerned because she feels like even though he left last night, normally he would have called her by now, and he hasn't called her. So he must be mad and feeling some type of way. And instead of just taking the advice that she gave Sabrina all these past 3 seasons and just talking like an adult, she doesn't want to talk to Rodeo. Danni, you have been my favorite because of your honesty and your transparency through all these seasons. I don't want them to write her this way. I don't talk like she's doing this back and forth thing with Rodeo. I want you, but I don't want you, but I want you here, but not really. Stay, sleep over, but then leave early in the morning and call. Like, no, I don't know what Danni is wanting. But it is actually getting a little bit exhausting as far as I'm concerned. I just want Danni and Preston to be happy together in their rodeo love, talking about cows and staying in the bed. Or you know what? Actually, I would like them to go on an actual date. How about that? Do y'all notice? Side note, do y'all notice that Danni and Rodeo ended up dang near moving in together, but had never been outside of her apartment on a date? It's like he met her in the airport. Next thing you know, they in the bed together. So how about Danni, since you done kicked him out because you want your space, how about you talk to him and y'all go on some actual dates? Something that you ain't got to wear your airport uniform on, okay? How about that? How about that? So then let's go on back over there to doggone Andi. Apparently Andi done stayed out all night. She was in the office with Robin, the sexy lawyer. Don't forget to answer the poll. She was in the office. She was at the office with Robin all night. So she finally gets home. Gary's still sitting in there. Gary asked her, where you been? I'm saying to myself, how you gonna sit up in my apartment questioning me about where I been after I walk into my apartment and you got two heifers sitting up in here? In what world does that make sense? Andy's way calmer than me. Well, I've already made it clear that Andy's a fool anyway. But Andi clearly is a fool because how you gonna sit up here and be sitting in my apartment and gonna think you gonna question me by Anyway, she says, I was at the gym. Do you like that answer? Since that's where you be, Mr. Gary. You always at the gym. Andi says, I was at the gym. He says, dressed like that? She's like, yup, dressed like this. I was at the gym. So then Gary say, see, she said you like drama. I can see it now. Talking about the therapist has been telling him all about Andi. And say, how therapist gonna tell you about me? She don't know me. She ain't met me. She don't know how I am, which is valid. That's not something that a therapist. What kind of therapist is this? I'm with Andi. What kind of $2 therapist? Where you get where you get your therapy degree from? Where you get it from? ICDC College. Cause something about her don't seem right to me. I'm just saying. Gary say, you just want to argue. You just want to fuss. You like drama. This is what you're into. I'm not going to do this with you. And he begins to get dressed. And Andi is sitting there just antagonizing, just taking the knife and twisting it, honey. And she goes, so then Gary goes, well, I'm finna leave. I'm finna go to the gym. And then Andi says, well, tell her I said hi. He said, I will. Why y'all still doing this back and forth and back and forth and back and forth? I'm tired of it. Just break up. You done gave him the ring back. I done gave you the ring back. Why are you even still in my house? Go back. Go to your house, Gary. Go to your house. All right. Let's go ahead and move on over to Zach and Fatima, honey. You talking about another couple that's on they love high. We have Zach and Fatima over there at Fatima's house. Now y'all remember Zach just came up on a big lick, honey, $750,000. He done quit his job. He done quit Chain Breakers. He done decided that he gonna get into real estate. There's a little townhouse that he wants to buy. It's gonna be a duplex. He gonna stay on one side. He gonna get into this money, honey, okay? They gonna be booed up. They gonna be the next Barack and Michelle or something. Starting to feel Zach. She's really starting to like him, and it's scaring her because she doesn't know if she can. But Zach is trying to reassure her that everything is going to be all right. They gonna be together. They gonna be, like I said, real estate boo and lawyer boo. Love to see it. I want Fatima to stop thing that Danni is doing. And it's kind of funny because the Danni and Fatima characters kind of mirror each other. They're almost the same character, so I don't understand why they kind of wrote Fatima's character in. Because they really are very similar characters and they're doing the same thing. They have a guy that they like, but instead of just falling into the feelings and allowing them to happen, they are pushing them away. I don't know. It's weird. Fatima goes on to work, and later on, while she's Zach calls her because Zach wanted her to come with him to the town and kind of just be a sounding board. He trusts her. He wants her to help make decisions. Okay. So when he calls, he's like, well, I got to go a little early for whatever reason, but I just want to make sure I want you to be involved. And it was really cute. But tell me why. Tell me why Hayden, y'all remember Hayden, the little creepy, nerdy lawyer that's obsessed with Fatima. Why was Hayden listening in on the phone? And how was he listening in on her phone? And why are you this stalkerish? And why are you this concerned? And why is every guy in this show got to be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? And I am so confused as to what was him and Fatima's relationship to begin with, to where he feels like he has this much ownership over her, to where she can't move on and get her some good loving from Zach. I am confusion. When they hung up or whatever, I'm sitting up here and Hayden's like, how did he get money to pay for some real estate? He didn't quit Chain Breakers. He must be doing something illegal. You don't think it's illegal for you to be sitting up here tapped in on this lady's phone? Is that not illegal, Hayden? Hayden is creepy. Hayden is creepy. Okay, Hayden is cuckoo. Hayden is the type that you'll look up and he's standing outside your window at 1 a.m. in the rain. Okay, Hayden is crazy. What I really want to know, what was this bitch? Fatima said they went on one date or something like that. I don't know. Did you? What kind of date was that? Okay, did you give him some? Because Big Booty Fatima got his nose wide open as far as I'm concerned. I am confused. Anyway, right. He is mad creepy. He is mad creepy. It's quite scary. So then later on, Hayden comes into Fatima office questioning Zach. Okay, talking about, so why did he quit Chain Breakers? And he quit his job. What, you taking care of him? Why is you checking up on this man, Hayden? Why are you so concerned? What how you know? How you know he quit his job, Hayden? I'm confused. Girl, Fatima, you better get you a restraining order is what you best to do. She let him sit in there and question her 4 questions too many, far as I'm concerned. Especially when you talking about Zach, this man that you don't even know. Right. She put it on him too good. She didn't put Tima, you got to keep that to yourself if it's gonna have him out here being cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, out here stalking you, stalking your next dude, stalking the old dude. Hayden ain't got no sense. Speaking of Hayden ain't got no sense, we see later that so after he leave her office or whatever, Andi calls Fatima in the conference room by the boss. So once they get into the conference room with the boss is Andi, Hayden, and Robin, aka Sexy Lawyer. Okay, aka Sexy Lawyer. So they sitting in there, and Robin had told us last season that they had a little merger with his firm over there in London, so he was gonna be working here. So the boss is like informing him, and I guess because they the only black people in the office, he want them to give to give Robin the lay of the land, give him the ropes or whatever, show him the ropes or whatever. So they like, okay, so Andi and him sitting up there slick flirting. Anybody with 2 eyes could see that they kind of slick flirting a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And so the boss leave, and then Hayden gonna make a little slick comment like something like, "You can have them first," or some kind of little slick comment. Now I'm not gonna lie, I didn't get offended by the comment as much as Andi got offended by the comment, but Andi instantly got offended. Also, because Andi, you got a little reputation, okay? And I don't know if it's warranted or not. It kind of seems slightly warranted. I'm not going to lie. But Andi, you clearly got a little reputation around this office to be messing with people around and up and through. And so that's probably why Hayden made a little jab. That's probably why Andi got offended. But you know what? When Andi checked him, Robin turned around and checked him even harder, honey. Robin was like, "What you not gonna do? That was very disrespectful. And if you don't see why that was disrespectful, then you have a bigger problem." So him and Hayden have a little slight pissing contest. And Hayden, honey, we flick you away like a flea, honey. You ain't got you don't want none of them problems. And apparently you definitely don't want none of them problems with Robin, because Robin just might come in and be the boss. So we find out. So after Hayden has been dismissed with his annoying self, a doggone Andi and Robin, they sit down to talk, and we find out that Robin might be the boss because I guess that his company's taking over this. I don't remember the logistics. He gonna be the boss, and he has already done his research on Miss Andi. And when Andi's picture came across his desk as he was looking into at the firm that he was gonna be working at, he just knew he had to have her. And so now Andi is a little bit taken aback, and she says she's a little embarrassed because he know about the FBI case. He know about Gary, and he done already seen Gary's cuckoo self. So she's a little concerned, and he said he ends up giving her the information to find out. He's like, if you look into this, if you do some reading, then you can find out everything about me as well, including that I love avocado toast in the morning. And they sit up here and do this little flirtatious thing. Honey, I don't, Andi, this ain't gonna work out good for you, but I'm a little bit here for it. Because you know what? I do believe that Andi loves the drama. That is the problem. Andi does love the drama. That's why she keep running her tail back to Gary. But I'd rather you run your tail on over there to doggone Robin, if you ask me. And according to the poll, if this is the last chance y'all got, go ahead and vote in the poll. Will Andi and Robin get together? So far, it looks like everybody's saying yeah. Andi and Robin are going to get together. I see it happening. Go ahead and cut Gary loose. You done sat up here and did this roller coaster for too long. You done dang near got shot. You done got beaten up. Like, girl, leave that man alone. Cut them ties. Come on over here with this man now. You gonna have some issues if he gonna be your boss. I think y'all might need to go to H&R a little early. Declare it. I don't know, but y'all gonna work some long, hard nights together. I see it happening. Go ahead and cut them ties with Gary because he's a fool, and you don't want those problems. We end the episode over there at the doggone bank because Sabrina ends up getting to work late. She get to work and the bank ain't even open. Maurice supposed to open the bank. Now I'm trying to figure out where the other employees, but we've been talking about that since season 2. Where are the rest of the employees? But whatever. So she gets in there. The bank is still closed. So she calls Maurice. Yeah, I'm late, but clearly I can't depend on you. And as soon as you get in here, I'm gonna write you up. Well, girl, you need to write yourself up. You just as late, and you ain't late for no good reason. You late because you got some D. But anywho, that's neither here nor there. When she hangs the phone up, Q and the corner, and we see that that Q got the gun to Maurice's head, and Maurice is like, just Sabrina, just do whatever he says. Just do whatever he says. And then we get our cliffhanger for next week's episode. That's it. That's all. That's what happened in the sister season premiere. I ain't gonna lie, it was not that. But I'm here for Sisters. I'm here to give y'all my thoughts and my reviews on it. I want Andi and Robin to get together. I love Zatima. I love it. I'm loving to see Zach glow up. Karen, don't come over there trying to. Y'all done did y'all's back and forth too many times. Stay over here with your preacher man, Aaron, and figure it out over there. We don't want you coming back over here with Zach. Zach and Fatima are good, okay? Danni, stop playing these games. You've been telling Sabrina for 3 seasons to communicate. How about you take your own advice? Maurice, you should have known better than to be sleeping with a homosexual. But it ain't gonna work out good for him because ain't nothing about this playing smart, intelligent, nothing. The only way for him to get away with this is to kill y'all, and he still won't get away with it after that. So I don't know what his final thoughts are. It's crazy. Somebody needs to get a restraining order put on Hayden because he's fool. Is that it? Did I give y'all my thoughts on everybody? I believe so. This is your last chance. If you have any more comments about last night's season premiere of Sisters, make sure that you comment that down below. Okay, comment that down below. Tell me your thoughts. Did you enjoy the season premiere? Are you going to continue to watch? Before we get out of here, I gotta pay one more bill, so shout out to the B Stokes Styling Signature Unit. The link, if you would like to purchase your own, is down in the description box. A link always down in the description box. Y'all check that out. Andrea says, I will continue to watch as usual. Even though they be pissing us off, honey, we come back every time to be upset. But thank y'all again so much for tuning in. Please do not forget to like the video. If you are watching me on the replay, gang, make sure that you comment down below and tell me your thoughts on the episode. And you can still answer the polls questions down in the comment section. Even though you weren't here, we're gonna be doing, hopefully we'll be able to do the lives. If I don't get to do the live, the day after the show, y'all will be getting recorded videos. You know I enjoy reviewing sisters for y'all. If this is your first time on my channel, I have a playlist where I reviewed all of the first half of season 3. You can always check that out and binge watch it. We won't have these technical difficulties with my mic next time. I promise we're going to get it all the way together the next time. But thank y'all again so much for tuning in. Thank you, Tasha. Thank you. All right, I'm going to see y'all in the next video, all right? Peace.